genuinely feel like fandoms are becoming way more and more entitled as time goes by, and it is getting ridiculous. The two most recent examples of this phenomenon happening is the fandoms attacking Gooseworks, the creator of Digital Circus, and Urana, the creator of Gachiakata. You'd think with the way that they're being attacked they committed war crimes, but no. The things that they are being attacked for are incredibly stupid, and it's just... I don't understand it. It's like, so what the Gooseworks did to get attacked? She mentioned that Jax and Pomni were the main characters, and the fandom didn't like that. Yeah, incredibly stupid reason to attack a creator. It's like, the Digital Circus is Gooseworks' story. However, the Digital Circus story, turns out, is completely up to Gooseworks. You have no right to be attacking Gooseworks for the way that she chooses to create her story. And it got to the point where Gooseworks had to delete their Reddit account because of how badly they were being attacked. For mentioning that Jax and Pomni were the main characters. And like, some people thought that they were rude when they responded to some community questions, like someone complained that Ragatha wouldn't be able to be developed during the last 2 episodes, and they responded with, "Do you really think that Ragatha won't be getting development in the last 2 episodes?" And people thought that was rude, but like, that's not rude at all. It's like, the last 2 episodes are going to be pretty long. That's a lot of time to give Ragatha some more development. And she's been getting development, okay? We learned why she's so nice, we learned about her insecurities. She is developed as a character. So, I don't get what those comments are coming from. And then people like complaining that, well, 2 episodes is enough time to get past the redemption arc. I mean, who says he's gonna be redeemed? And then Gooseworks responds with, what if the Digital Circus is really about someone who's too stubborn to be redeemed and someone who's too stubborn to give up? Honestly, that kind of makes sense, because like Pomni is too stubborn to give up on Jax, and Jax is too stubborn to be redeemed. But again, the last 2 episodes are going to be very long, so I think that's plenty of time to expand more on Jax potentially being redeemed, or he may never be redeemed, who knows? It's all up to Gooseworks, and people attacking Gooseworks for how they choose to write their own story is incredibly stupid. And if you don't like the choices that a creator makes within their stories, that's what fanfiction is for. If you think a story should turn out a different way, write your own fanfiction. It's not that hard. Don't attack creators and try to force them to write a story in the way that you want it, because you have no right to do that. It's their story, not yours. And then what is Urana, the creator of Gachiakata, being attacked for? She made a post on Twitter asking people to stop copying the manga covers to make their Gachiakata OCs, because whenever they do it, they copy her style exactly, and they don't bother to remove her watermark, her signature. So it makes it look like it's official work, and she doesn't want fan work to be confused for official work. So she asked people to stop doing that, and she also asked people to stop using the official Gachiakata hashtag for their fan works. Which isn't, in my opinion, it is not that crazy to ask someone to stop using a hashtag. I mean, some people have already switched to using the tags for, Gachiakata OC instead of just Gachiakata or Gachi OC. It is not that hard to switch to a different hashtag. And then people were angry and like telling her like, oh, she's so entitled and fan OCs are the only reason Gachiakata is successful. It's like, that is not true at all. Gachiakata is popular because it is a good anime, it is a good manga. And Gachiakata being popular is completely on Urana's merit. Fan OCs are a result of the popularity, they were not the cause of the popularity. And people telling Urana that she's only famous because of fan OCs is extremely disrespectful and completely disregards her hard work. And again, all she really asked is that people keep official work and fan work separated from each other. which isn't that crazy to ask, in my opinion. I mean, especially because back during the day when fandoms were first created, fandom and official spaces were completely separate. If you wanted to see fanworks, you had to go to sites like Tumblr or DeviantArt. So, fandoms were a completely different space than, the main platforms. And if a creator wanted to see fanworks, they would have to look for it. But now fanworks, fandoms, and official stuff is all on the same platform, and so there's no separation between those spaces. Which is extremely hard if you're a creator who just isn't a big fan of people making fanfiction or OCs to your story. And some people might be hurt that their creator doesn't like their fan work, but who cares? Some creators kind of find it insulting when people try to change up their story. Others appreciate the love. But regardless of how a creator reacts to fanworks, it does not hurt anyone. And you shouldn't attack people because of how they reacted to fanwork. And again, all Arana was asking was that official works and fanworks be separated. She does not want them to be confused for each other. And people attacking her for that is incredibly stupid. And even in the past years, fandoms were still incredibly entitled to creators. For example, I remember a couple years ago, Horikoshi, the writer of MHA, he was being attacked because he wouldn't make Bakudeku canon. Again, incredibly stupid. I mean, it was obvious that Uraraka was going to be the love interest from the start, and Bakugo has no love chemistry with Deku whatsoever. And again, if you like Bakudeku, great, that's nice, but keep it to yourself. Don't force it on the writer. And again, you can write fanfiction if you like Bakudeku more than Deku Ochako or whatever. Don't force your favorite ship on the creator. That is just plain rude. And then, in another example, Five Nights at Freddy's. That story is way out of whack. But, in my opinion, it's the fandom's fault that FNAF turned out that way. FNAF was supposed to end on FNAF 4, but people were angry and didn't like the story that FNAF was going for when FNAF 4 was the ending. So Scott had to make more games, and people just demanded more and more and more, and that's why it's all out of whack. Don't get me wrong, I do like the newer games, I like the newer characters, but I feel like FNAF as a story would have been better if they were never included. FNAF ending on FNAF 4 was already a pretty good story. Generic, yeah, but still pretty well written. And even ending on Pizzeria Simulator, that's still a pretty good ending. But the fandom just kept on demanding that Scott put out more and more FNAF works. And it just got ridiculous. And then, it could also be a little bit of Scott wanting some money, and of course Scott isn't the main developer anymore. It's some other company, and they want to cash off of the FNAF franchise. But I just feel like FNAF would have been already okay within the original ending, but the fandom didn't like the original ending and thought that it was lazy writing. I don't really think it was lazy writing. I think it was pretty good, And I'm not even sure if the Dream Theory was even confirmed for FNAF 4. So I don't know if people were just attacking them because of MatPat's theory. I don't know. It's stupid. But yeah, all I gotta say is stop attacking creators for dumb stuff. You can just stop attacking people in general. It's just stupid. Don't attack creators for not writing the story how you want it to be written. Just write fanfiction. It's their story, not yours. You don't get to dictate how story goes. Anyways, Jake's Battle out. Yeah.